afternoon, everyone. How are y'all? Good. Hope everyone's good. Thank you for coming out and covering today. I appreciate everyone's attendance. More people will funnel in, but we should get started shortly. Probably not right at 2. Hopefully it is at 2. But just bear with us. It won't be as long as it was last season. Few housekeeping things. We will be doing question mics, as you can see. So get my attention, Tracy's attention. Kevin will be on this side. Jay will be on this side. Get someone's attention. We'll try to get a question from everybody in today. There shouldn't be any discrepancy. Tracy might call your name, give you a head nod, so everybody should know, so we can kind of get this flowing. There will be a photo op at the end. Give us a second to get the chairs and the waters off the stage, and you guys can take pictures with the rookies in their jersey numbers. Any questions about that? Okay, so let's some future things. So in the upcoming weeks, I will be sending out emails. One is about the Blue Book. Last year, I was told we were the fastest team to get all of our edits in, so let's try to make that 2 years in a row. And then also season credential stuff. So send that in. Me and Tracy will go over it, and we'll let you know if you're approved, denied, or modified. Cool? All right. Thank you for coming.
right, welcome everyone. Thank you very much for being here, and welcome to Amen and Cam. We're super excited to have you guys here. Today is a great day for the Houston Rockets organization. We're welcoming 2 more very young, very exciting players, and and I think our future is bright. I guess I'm turning it over to Amen for a couple words.
First off, I'm excited to be a Rocket. Thankful for the Fertitta family and Raphael for giving me a chance, believing in me to be a Rocket, and I'm excited to be here.
Just want to give a shout out to Fertitta, Raphael, and Ime for taking a chance on me. I mean, I didn't think the situation would end up, but I'm happy to be a Rocket. Happy to be back in Houston. I'm just very grateful and very blessed and very excited to get started too. Very.
So I want to say thank you to everybody for coming. Obviously, the players and their families are very excited, but Raphael and myself, as well as Tillman and Patrick, are probably more excited. Got a chance to see these guys, obviously, during their seasons, but in individual workouts quite a bit, and love the players. So a big day for us to get these 2 young players with us, and excited to get going.
We'll open for questions.
Amen, you've been a pro for 2 years now, so with that experience, and you're older than Rocket rookies typically can be, what do you think you can bring right away?
I think I could just bring leadership, defense, just, the things, intangibles I could bring to the team right away. Just being a good locker room guy, all that stuff.
This is for both players. I wondered, I'm sure you've heard from a lot of people since you got drafted and got a lot of nice messages. I was wondering, is there anything that stood out, like anybody that you heard from where you were like, wow, I got a message from this person, or is there anything you could share with me?
I would say, just the Rockets players showing love through social media. That was just, stood out. So, that was, I'm gonna, be on the team now. So, that was, very exciting that. But, I would say, Rudy Gay, just a long time, mentor. I'm from that area, Baltimore. So, just recent NBA player that's, in the league right now. That just stood out to me.
I would say probably, players reaching out to me, like Josh Christopher, Tari Eason, they reached out, and I appreciated that.
For Amen, in the brief time that you've been in the city, what have you learned about the city? And then for Cam, you've been here all summer. What have you learned about Houston that makes you confident that you're going to fit in with this team and in this city?
You got it first.
To be honest, like, y'all are just loyal. Just, from what I was just seeing from the fans, just being around, just the community, I just think, it's a excellent, just to be not even on the floor yet, just being around the city, I think.
Yeah, my brother's from Houston. No, he went to college in Houston, so he's gonna give me the rundown, but it's really my first time out here, so I'm trying to get, acclimated, learn some stuff.
Coach, what are the specific things you'd like the guys to work on just to get ready for the season?
Well, they bring a ton of things to the table already. Obviously, with our team, the thing I've stressed to them is a defensive mentality, which they both naturally have. Shooting is always at a premium, and so that's the thing I've been stressing to them to build and work on. But also in Summer League, that'll be something that we'll definitely stress. So just becoming all-around players, using their athleticism to their advantage, and adding the shooting piece.
Hi, Amen. Kind of a 2-part question here. I'm curious, are you someone who closely followed the NBA growing up? Do you fire up League Pass nowadays? And if so, are there any recent players, modern players you pattern your game after?
Yeah, I always grew up watching basketball. I had League Pass every year. It's a little overpriced, but I really like to watch SGA and just athletic guards like that.
For Cam, you mentioned after draft night that you feel like you've been overlooked at various points in your life. So I'm wondering, how did you find the conviction to know that, this was the path that you wanted to be on?
The path was just, pretty much the same path I've been taking for I don't know how long. So, it was just, nothing new. It's just, have the same goal, keep the same goal, the main thing. And just take away the distractions, just, keep focused, keep your head down, just keep working. The distractions are going to come with it, the rumors are going to come with it, so just, stay away from that, you'll be straight.
Question for Amen. You have talked quite a bit about the role that your older brother has played. You just mentioned him, his experience here. How would you explain that to a casual fan, the role that he has played not only in your basketball life, but just in your life in general as a bit of a role model and someone who has shaped you as a young person?
Yeah, I would just say, like, he's the blueprint. He was a role model for me. You know, growing up in Oakland, my family tried to keep me away from certain things, and he was a big part in that because, I mean, he went through that stuff. So just seeing where he was able to get, like in basketball, played D1, made it to G League, it made me believe that I could do anything.
For Ime, the desire to add some veterans to this roster via free agency has been kind of a recurring theme. How do you plan to balance having now 9 recent first-round draft picks in addition to the veterans that you'd like to add this offseason? And what do these 2 young men bring to the team as far as the culture that you want to try to establish here in Houston?
Yeah, I think it's obviously an advantage for us to add some veterans, and having the cap space allows us to do that. So we want to find the right mix of veterans, not a certain type of guy. We're looking at every position, but we also want to have guys that have professionalism, be good examples for our young guys. But we also feel like the young guys that we have and the guys that are coming back have been here, 2, 3, 4 years now. And although they're young in age, they have a lot of experience. These guys have been on big stages as well. So the intangibles that they bring, we just want to add to the team. The athleticism is kind of across the board, and we want to add the right veterans to kind of nurture these guys as well as myself.
Rafael, you've looked at this offseason as moving from phase 1 to phase 2 in the rebuild. During phase 1, your top rookies, Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., basically played 30 minutes per game immediately. How much does that change, if at all, now that you're going to phase 2 with more of an emphasis on winning next season?
I think you mispronounced Ime's name.
Oh, Ime.
No, I'm just saying that's a question for him, not me. So he gets to, I try and find him, and then I hand him over, and it is his job to allocate who plays and how.
I mean, to answer your question, to your point, a lot of time and positions and, those things have been given, so to speak, with the young guys. It'll be changes now, like you said, phase 2, we're adding some more young pieces, but also adding the veterans. So I think just that alone will kind of raise the level of competition. Nothing is handed out anymore, as well as myself and the new staff coming in. We've kind of stressed that to the guys. And so for us, it's just adding the right pieces, raising the whole level of the organization. I think those veterans will help, but we love the young, talented guys, and it's a balance. It might not be the starter or the finisher. It's how can we balance the lineups out with the guys we add, and some guys will play different roles than they have been, but I think we have high character guys that are all used to winning and trying to get on that level, and so they'll do what they have to do to sacrifice for the team, but it is phase 2, and we're looking forward to taking the big step.
This is for Coach Udoka. Y'all made it clear that you were surprised Cam was still there. When you left the war room with Patrick and Rafael, what was that feeling of like, we really came away from this draft with some solid pieces?
It was a great feeling. Obviously, these are 2 guys that we targeted, with the early picks. And for us to get the two guys of this caliber, obviously, is a huge night for us. Wasn't expected at all, but obviously a pleasant surprise on our part. For Cam and these guys, we all talked immediately after the draft, using these as motivation, these things that happen. But at the end of the day, once you get drafted, everybody's in the same boat. Whether you're a first pick, a second-round pick, you're all in the same place, and you have to carve out a career. And so we're happy with the guys we got, obviously. Looked at possibly moving up, and when he kept falling to us, it was a surprise to us. And so we're extremely happy with the guys we got and looking forward to coaching them.
Cam, back here. There was a lot of people that had projected you to go higher, but you fell right to the Rockets. I know you're going to be playing with a little bit of chip on your shoulder, like Draymond. He remembers everybody that was drafted before him. When you look at it, though, do you feel like you fell into the right situation? I mean, they're in a rebuilding phase, but they have the pieces here to take the next step. Do you feel like you fell into the right situation?
I definitely did. I mean, I've been training here, so I just think like it just happened for the right reason. I mean, I was here before. I trained with them before. So I mean, they opened me with open arms, allowed me to have the workout with them, and then we talked afterwards, and it was just felt like it was comfortable for me. I thought it was.
This is for both of the players. Coming from backgrounds or situations where you were winning. Can you talk about what it's like coming to an organization that's in phase 2 and how you see yourself kind of making that transition?
I just feel like, everybody wants to win. We got players who got the potential to be great players to help us win championships, and I'm looking forward to being a part of that.
I would say, I was in the same boat. Last year, so I think I'll bring that, same mentality, have that chip on my shoulder again. Just coming from, my background of, just a team where not everybody was on the same page, but we had a lot of group of guys who can score, get everything done, but we just didn't get the job done. But I think we can change it around. At the Rockets, the same group of guys, everybody can do everything on the floor. Versatility, that's a big thing everybody can do here. So I think everybody, can help a lot, impact the team.
Amen, a lot of attention will be on you throughout your career. What do you expect of your career? When we look back one day, how will your career be described?
Hopefully a lot of championships. Just a winning player, a player that would do anything for his team. I want to be known as just a great teammate and some MVPs, some defensive players of the years, stuff like that.
This is for Amen and Rafael. Amen, originally when you were coming out of the draft, a lot of people had skepticism of OTE. How do you feel like it prepared you for the next level? And Rafael, how did you view the league and how he played in it?
I just feel like OTE gave me time to develop, work on my game. We had 24-hour access to the gym. And I like to tell people all the time, I'm not just an OTE athlete. I'm not an OTE, just an OTE player. I was a great player before I went to OTE. And I think that's going to continue.
Yeah, we were aware of Amen and his brother before they got to OTE. I'm sure everybody in the NBA was. And, and they didn't play just an OTE schedule. It was actually very helpful. They played, was it 6 games overseas?
Yeah. I think, 6 games.
6 games overseas, so I watched every second of those games. And look, in a perfect world, everyone you draft would play exactly the same competition. Not just exactly. They play exactly the same players because then you could tell how they match up. That's not reality. It's not even reality within college basketball. Some leagues are slightly stronger than others. Even players with, even their teammates vary. And so that's part of the job is to evaluate these young men coming from all these different circumstances, whether it's OTE or Turkey, right? And so, so to me, it's just part of the job. But what Amen can do to me jumps out. And my friend Troy Weaver had a funny quote, so I won't repeat it, but you should look it up. It's I definitely think that when you see something special, it's special.
Hey, Coach. When you was in Boston, you had more so of a older veteran team, a team that was already on the cusp of reaching the next level. Now you come here, and it's still somewhat in the early stages of the rebuild. But what can you say about your abilities to teach these young guys, not just the rookies, but the sophomore and junior class as well?
Well, I take it back to obviously my playing career. I've been in a lot of different situations on Spurs teams that made it to the Western Conference Finals and came off championships, and then teams that were rebuilding with the Blazers, with Sacramento, and some of the other places I played. But kind of been in every different situation as far as that, and then coaching-wise, always been with teams that have been in the playoffs, or a young team like Boston that had to take that next step. And so it's not far off. The difference, 2-3 years is a difference between the players in Boston and these guys here. But they, those 2-3 years of experience is important. And so I can kind of draw in on all my situations as a player and a coach. Been in a lot, and one thing I have never done is not made the playoffs, and so we want to take that step here as well. Got a lot of talent and guys that are hungry to get to that next level. So, like I said, I've been in a lot of different situations. I can nurture them, been in their shoes, and look forward to adding pieces that will help with that as well.
For Amen and Cam, how much have you had a chance to really watch the Rockets since Thursday, and just how do you think you fit in just with the team?
I mean, I was watching a little bit of film at dinner, I think, the first day I got in. So, I mean, I watched a couple games, but, I mean, I think we can, play fast. I mean, everybody can run up and down the floor, get up a transition. So, I mean, I think we can play the type of, fast-paced type of offense.
Yeah, like Cam said, I think we could play a fast-paced offense. We got some of the most athletic guys in the whole league. And just getting the guys open looks, I feel like that's where I can fit in. Guys like Jalen Green, Jabari, just getting them more looks where they could capitalize on how good they shoot.
As we get closer to summer league and training camp, and this is for both players, what's some of the areas that both of y'all want to work on and improve on before you head into preseason in October?
I would just say my mid-range game. That's some that was like an area in my college, my time at college, where I just didn't find the right time to get like my middies, my mid-range, finding my spots in between the perimeter. So I think that's something I got to improve on, which I think I have been.
I would say, my shot in general, my in-between game, just playing my pace, not getting rushed.
For both players, or for you, Amen, what do you know about Cam's game and how would you describe it? And Cam, what do you know about Amen's game and how would you describe it?
Yeah, Cam, super athletic, good shooter, can really break somebody down off the dribble. I say he's like a freight train, to be honest. Like, even if you stay in front of him, he puts you in the paint, dunk on you, great second jump. Just, I mean, he was at the top of my board, so.
No, that's respect. But I'll say, same thing. Like, tall guard. That's already rare, like in the NBA right now. So, modern day NBA player. Tall athlete. Jump out the gym, raise on somebody. Athletic finisher. Can just pretty do much like everything on the floor. To be honest, defend, rebound. Handles the ball pretty well. So pretty much everything.
Back here, for each of the players, how have you processed all of this the last 3 days? I know you watch filmed at dinner. This is something you guys have always dreamed of, but now you're sitting in a NBA practice floor. That was part of it. How have you processed this whole experience the last 3 days now that you've been drafted?
I come in like with a free mind, just embracing every moment. I don't get the 24 hours back from yesterday, so I just try to be in the moment still. I'm just very, very grateful. I got drafted, so I'm just very blessed to be here, to be honest.
Yeah, this makes it feel more real, being in the practice facility, being like you feel like a Rocket right now. I'm still processing it though, still going through that.
Yeah, I think this year's has been a little uniquely challenging just because we were trying to get to know each other at the same time as we were doing all the evaluations. I do think credit to Ime for making a quick decision, but the fact that he's been here for, what's it been, a month? 2 months, yeah, means that it's not baby steps. I think the gloves came off, 3-4 weeks ago. And, and now we can kind of have real dialogue about how he envisions things going forward. Credit to all our players. They've been around, so we've gotten they've gotten a chance to know him. And mostly it's been really good and been very collaborative. So I think these last 2 months have been exactly what I hoped they would be.